Sarpolus would know a lot more about that. Target Insyghts. He's on the other end of our AT&T line right this very second. Welcome back to the program, sir.
Well, good morning. So if I'm on your show, then I get kicked out of my caucus, too? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, nothing confidential here, that's for sure. By the time it's all pushed out through Facebook, Twitter, radio, TV, you name it, it's heard. I was standing with Rob Elheneke yesterday over at St. Thomas Aquinas at lunchtime. He has some kids there, and so he came to volunteer at lunchtime. And he said that he thought that the voter turnout number for Proposal 1 on May 4th would be about 9%. Would you agree with that?
It is very possible. What's happening here, they could go as high as the 2 million that they talked about. It could be the 1.2, it could be lower. What's happening, why it could be that low, the fact is that there is very little public debate going on out there. There's a lot of disinterest in the polls that I've been doing. Unless you're over 60 years of age, you pretty plan on not voting. And that's why, actually, manufacturers are seeing that in the Proposal Yes people's press releases Wednesday. They admitted that the fact that they need to do a better job of getting their message out.
And from what I'm told, historically, the people who will determine a ballot proposal like this with a very low turnout are the people who vote no. They're more motivated to vote than the people who want to support it?
Yes, well, for two reasons. Well, I want to correct one thing. The no vote on May 5th may not be because they're against the proposal. Is because they want status quo because they don't understand it. We do need to make that distinction. The other reason in this particular ballot proposal is most people who are voting don't drive. They're senior citizens. They work in their 5 to 10 mile area. And for them, the poll that I just completed on Monday evening, those people, those over 60, only a third of them think the roads are really bad. They really think the roads are better. And the biggest issue for them is the fact is that the majority of the people that are out there wanting to vote on May 5th, they don't only want to spend half of them only want to spend less than $50 per year to improve the roads. And out of that 50%, half of them, 27% of all voters, said they don't want to spend nothing to fix the roads. Mm-hmm. And so what you have out there is the people who are going to be voting are people most likely not to drive in Michigan.
Well, that makes all the sense in the world, right?
It does. Well, the older the voter, the absentee voter, as you know that, I mean, they vote in most every election. And I look at my mom. She goes to school. She goes to church. She stays in the neighborhood. Her roads, there's no bricks falling on her head. The roads are reasonably distant. And she'll be voting based on her personal experience. And as a senior citizen, limited income, you've got talks from the Mitch Bean, the House fiscal people, the fact that it costs the average person as much as $400 more per year to fix the roads.
Rob Elheneke is with Kelly Cawthorn. He thinks it's going to pass. And he thinks that largely the people who are promoting it are doing very targeted advertising. That's their strategy. Does that make any sense?
Well, here's what they're targeting. They're targeting predominantly Democrats, predominantly Southeast Michigan, predominantly African American, and predominantly urban poor. And especially women. Those are the ones in the polling show that are most likely to support this. The more Republican you are, the more outstate you are, less likely you are to support it. Hmm.
And do you like that strategy? If they asked you?
Well, their strategy is the fact is that they haven't told us why I should do this. They haven't told Michael Patrick Shiels how it's going to benefit you.
Isn't what they say, the roads are dangerous and they cost you about $250 a year in auto repairs? Are those the two best arguments?
The point being, but you haven't gotten the buy-in yet. Because, for example, I've not been hit by a brick, and I haven't spent any money on my car to fix anything this year.
Yeah.
The problem is the fact what they're saying is factually, statistically true. But the point being, the people who are voting, they can't relate to that. They want to know what you're going to do for me in my backyard. The ballot proposal, when you read it, is very, very, it doesn't say much. It's very confusing. Mm-hmm. When I did my first poll on it, the no vote was at 55%. Without reading them anything, as soon as I read the ballot language, the no vote jumps to 65%. As soon as they read it, because once they read it, they're confused. So this is a confusion thing. There's no buy-in, and what does it mean to me? They haven't been able to do that. I'm not saying that they haven't tried, because their ads are actually pretty good. But now they're actually doing, now in their ads, what they should have done before.
If the election were today, it's a no, right?
It's a no, correct. Now, they still have time. Most of the no that I'm seeing, well, not most of it, about a third of the no vote right now is I don't know it, I don't understand it, I'm confused, so I'd rather keep it as it is.
Okay. They say if it isn't broken, don't fix it. The other side says these roads are broken. Speaking of broken, Michigan's Capitol Dome covered in scaffolding until the fall now. Crispin Company working on that. It's a $6.4 million project. We talked with Steve Rosnowski about it just a week or two ago. So you see work going on up there. That's what it is, refurbishing the dome. Thank you, Ed Sarpolus. We'll see you soon. It's Michael Patrick Shiels.